What if you had a disease so rare, your doctor had never heard of it? What if it took your breath away? And then it caused your heart to fail. And until 1995, there were no good treatments. What if you decided to fight back?
PHA was founded literally around a kitchen table. In early 1990, 4 women came together. There were 3 patients and the sister of one of the patients. They had found each other through the National Institutes of Health, which had done a registry a couple of years earlier and only identified 187 patients. So there was a lot of terrible isolation in this disease. There were no treatments for patients at that time, so they were really doing poorly. Their lives were very, very short-lived after their diagnosis.
My name is Sylvia Early. I'm originally from Dublin in Ireland, and I work in the Pulmonary Hypertension Association. The reason why I came to be here is because 8 years ago I was diagnosed as being a PH patient myself. It started off that I started to feel breathless for no reason. I couldn't walk up a flight of stairs without stopping to catch my breath.
I came to the Pulmonary Hypertension Association because my sister was diagnosed with the disease. In 1998, 12 years ago, she was having seizures and very, very sick.
One of the most isolating things is when you're trying to explain to people what it is, and first of all they hear hypertension, so they assume that's the regular hypertension, which it's not. It's much more serious than that. And most PH patients don't look sick, so again you're struggling against that all the time, trying to persuade people that this is a serious condition.
Doctors looked at her and saw a woman who just had 3 children, who was a little bit overweight and a little bit, she was 28 years old, but she's getting old, and so a lot of doctors said you need to lose weight. They also made it, they thought it was a mental condition, that she was depressed. When she started having seizures, they really didn't know what was going on with her, and it just took the point of her getting very, very sick to where one of the cardiologists out of 12 different doctors finally said, you know what, this is just not right. It's not any of these other things. It's not in your head. You're really sick, and I think it's pulmonary hypertension, but I'm not positive, and there's really someone else that you should talk to, a pulmonary hypertension specialist, and that saved her life.
Our PH specialists go around the country and train other doctors, whether they're general practitioners, or cardiologists, or pulmonologists, so that they can learn to recognize pulmonary hypertension. The medical community is deeply involved. We have 2 professional organizations within PHA, one for doctors and researchers and one for nurses and allied health professionals. They help with educating patients about the disease. They speak at our conferences. They're so incredibly generous. It's hard to describe what they do for us. In 2010, 2 doctors who are PH specialists and the nurse practitioner who works with one of them decided they wanted to do something really big. They trained for a long time to prepare for climbing Mount Kilimanjaro, and they knew that when they made that climb, because of the lack of oxygen as they got to higher levels, they would actually experience what it's like to have pulmonary hypertension. So it would give them a much greater sense of empathy with their patients and what they go through on a daily basis. And as an organization, we decided to turn that into something really big, and we've called it A Path to a Cure. We engaged patients all across the United States in this campaign called Path to a Cure, so that when the doctors and the nurse practitioner were climbing the mountain, we had unity walks across the country. So people with pulmonary hypertension organized these walks, even if they had to carry their oxygen tanks or whatever they had to do, even if they could only walk a short distance. They brought together their friends and family and were walking in solidarity with the doctors. Ultimately, what everybody within the PH community is looking for is a cure for this disease. It's a disease that really turns people's lives upside down. And although we love the organization and love working here, if we were all put out of our jobs because there was a cure and no need for the kind of support, education, and other kinds of help that we provide to the patient community, that would really be a joyous day.